Dear friends, hello, everyone. Based on my analysis, firstly, Bitcoin went into correction, breaking this upward dynamic once that is even was right. Once broken, there was a rebound from support 2, then the instrument left and corrected to the next support level, which I set on the chart I showed you. Three, after the rebound, the instrument picked up and broke through resistance 4. Absolutely all of my Bitcoin ideas, they have worked themselves out 100%. Also, local situations work themselves out 100% too. At the breakdown, Bitcoin reached the level of 41,547, and a little bit showed a pullback from it. I was saying that you could lock in some positions here if Bitcoin were to selling. The second level, to which Bitcoin can reach, I set at this maximum, but now I have adjusted it a little bit. We came to this level, the tool rolled back from it. Right now, Bitcoin is sandwiched between two levels. Support at 41.547, resistance at 42.261. Now the following needs to be understood. For Bitcoin to go higher, it needs to break through. These are the volumes that have been accumulated since the January 12 to 13 hit. There's a contamination zone here. When Bitcoin goes into the empty zone. Here's an example of Bitcoin flying distributively. It's called an empty zone. We fly through it without any stops and pass these zones quite calmly and freely. If Bitcoin enters the zone where there has been accumulation from the left side of the chart, it will have a hard time going here, plus there's some increased volume. That's what you must realize. Accordingly, in order for Bitcoin to go up further, it needs, first, to break the 42.261 level, which is the mirror level. After the fallout on January 18th, we played support here, ran it through, went down. Two levels protested. At this moment of time it should be broken through, consolidate above it and slowly come, so to say, to the level of 43.253. Plus this upward dynamic will also act as resistance. And you have to pay attention to it. On a level breakdown, listening carefully now, right? If this level 43,253 is broken, when this rising dynamic breaks, we can consider Bitcoin's rise to the open interest level of 45,519, from where we fell out on January 12, after allocating positions above the highs of January 2. You get it right. For the time being, no promotion is out of the question because Bitcoin shows absolutely no signs of either going up or down. Now, there is no accumulation needed. The situation is still unclear neither on the hourly, nor on the lower, nor on the higher time frames. Bitcoin has stopped its movement, we need to wait for accumulation. But I have some trading ideas for you on the following altcoins. But let us agree with you that the first thing is that these are localized ideas. Second, on futures trading you put stops and do not discount. If you have not put stops, your panels in chat with huge minuses. What am I supposed to do now? Wait or not wait? Third, you put calculated or technical stop loss. I'll explain to you what to expect, what to look out for, and so on. You must put necessarily, take profit preferably too, in order to fix part of the position, to move stop loss without loss. These ideas are localized. Technical power reserves will be small. You have to be careful with these deals. I'll take some myself. Let's turn our attention to Aptos. Look. Aptos did a pretty good job of rebounding. I gave you, by the way, this tool to buy. If I switch to a grow, what's a day job? Finance. Here's the deal. There, you see, Aptos is showing an increase from that first bucket as much as 14% now at this point in time, bridging the imbalance that was January 18. So, accordingly, what do we do now? If you didn't take a position and didn't trade anything, there is a local level, local hourly. The resistance that comes from these highs. Even if we switch to a lower time frame, we can see that there was a small accumulation before the breakdown. Is the level of 795.58. We can wait for the correction to take the purchase from this level, with fixation of the primary. At the level of 820.15, we present a stop loss without loss, and accordingly pull the position further in case of increase. Now we look next at how to take this position. Either you can set a limit to this level and, accordingly, wait for the primary rebound. It doesn't matter if there's a false breakdown or if there's no false breakdown. Even on the spot, these trades should be taken with stops because they are local. Either wait for a false breakdown to occur. While the instrument is in the chart zone, you put a limit to buy, or more precisely a stop market to buy. Limit order should not be placed on a breakout. Stop market. Put a pause in the long zone. When the tool comes back up, you get picked up, going up to the takeout. Accordingly, you move your stop loss under the tail of the false breakout. If the instrument goes further to update the lows, you simply exit at your stop loss. Then you can go even further as follows. You can wait for a false breakout, a small consolidation here, only then enter the position and put a stop loss behind, respectively, the tail of the false breakout. So that's how you can get into a position. Aptos. This is the first thing I found for you. Next, you can consider the fill tool, but there's a very small margin of movement there. Just a heads up, look, see, fill level 5.037. This is your entry point and therefore 2.52 profit taking. But it is better to fix under these lows, under the resistance at 1.45, only then to pull the position accordingly with a stop. That is, it is the second coin you can take to trade. The next coin is ERXUSDT. Let's review. See, here is already very good range. Here is a pretty good 2 levels to buy. But this first purchase, let's just say it's a purchase that you'll allocate a certain percentage of your deposit to. It needs to be broken into 2 parts. If you've got $200 here, you've got 100 here, you've got 20 here, you've got 10 to 10 here. If you have $10,000, here 5, but roughly speaking 0, 30, 10, 60, 30, 61 respectively. You set the points limit here and wait for the ZTRX to correct accordingly. 6.5% is the margin of safety here. This is the deal that's going to be the most awesome because we also have a build up here. Was a cumulative accumulation, and the breakdown occurred at this very point. The instrument never came back on retest. So from the retest you can take a position further up the coin in this. Let's take a look at the USDT PTM. Let's switch to the Bybit exchange. Here, too, the situation is as follows. I probably have this one on Binance. PTM. Bybit. Well, let's take a look at the buy. Yeah. It's better to switch to an hourly schedule. See, we had an accumulation here too, after which there was a pretty good breakout. And we have the very top, so to speak, point of this accumulation that has been breached. You can split the position into 2 parts here too. 0.3458, 0.34, 0.54 to take 2 purchases. Accordingly, there's a 4.36% range. Let's set a long position, but I put from the middle to about 4%, and accordingly stop loss hold up to our risk management, so let's say depending on where you take from or from here. If you take it, it's great, and if it comes from the skunk, you'll have more range and so on. FTM has those kind of buys. Next coin match. Let's take a look at the exchange again, Bybit. Look, here's the situation. There's the same kind of build up here. I'm looking specifically at the accumulation, 1 and 2. So there are 2 levels here as well. There's a little area here, this tiny little area right here, barely noticeable. And, accordingly, it is also possible to buy in 2 levels here, but to have a better entry point. It might bounce from here, it might not make it to this level, it might bounce earlier, Or maybe to bounce off the zone. Accordingly, there is also a good margin of safety here to trade the position to the upside. There is a 5% power reserve. And, accordingly, stop loss, withstand your risk management. And I'll give you one more coin. It's an NGSDT coin. Let's take a look at the Bybit exchange. Aha, no, so I was looking at Binance. NGCOIN, NGSDT. Why? Why is there such a graph on Bybit? On Binance, the chart is much better. Yeah, see, I've been looking at Binance too. Oh, come on. 2.87% range here. If you have an adequate chart and trade on Binance or some other exchange, but Bybit. I think I should not take this instrument into trading because I don't like the chart very much. 0.2754 entry point, 2.87 here is the margin of safety for this instrument. These are the kind of coins I give you to trade. For the near future, Aptos, Phil, ZTRX, FTM, and Jindach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. I think that will be enough. In the following videos, watch the breakdowns of crypto coins based on corrective buying, that is, based on the corrective bounce strategy. Everybody, good luck, good mood. Bye bye, everybody.